So what makes a great CEO? What is the whole secret behind someone being a great CEO? I'm Ken Rutkowski. This is Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. Ted Turner, of course, Turner Broadcasting, Turner Media career of CNN, once said if he only had some humility, he would be perfect. Now, it's true you need a big ego to carry one of those multi-international corporations, but you also have to be creative, hardworking leadership, and there's a whole bunch of other traits it takes to be a great CEO. Who do you think is the best CEO of a large company right now? Who would you say? Now, if you asked me a couple of years ago, of course, I would say it was Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, while he was alive, and especially for the last, let's say, 8 years of Apple, everyone recognized him as a visionary, recognized him as a leader, recognized him as someone hard to deal with. But now who has taken over Steve's place? Who would you say? I mean, you could name, is it Bob Iger from Disney? Can you say, is it Elon Musk over at Tesla? He's a new guy coming on the whole CEO list, publicly traded company worth about $18 billion right now. I mean, you could say Mark Zuckerberg, under 30 years old, running one of the biggest companies out there worth almost $100 billion. Who would you say? Okay, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you it's Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is a normal type of guy, regular, everyday type of person. Actually went to a Jewel conference or a concert with him back in 1999. Yes, me and Jeff went to a Jewel concert. He's a normal guy. But he now, in my eyes, is one of the best CEOs out there. Jeff, of course, has Amazon.com, just bought the Washington Post. If you really look at where he sees things going, he is 5 steps ahead of everyone else. That's part of being a CEO. You have to have a vision that many may not often understand. But what I like about Jeff, what I love about Jeff, he's a normal kind of person. He went through bankruptcy twice. Yeah, filed, went through bankruptcy. Guy had some hard times initially. He's gone through literally those ups and downs of his life. We've all gone through that. And we all could become somebody that's great. I'm going to talk to you about exactly what it takes to make a great leader, a great CEO. Before I do that, I got to tell you, we have a great show planned today on Business Rockstars. Today, our entrepreneur in motion is a scientist who turned into a social media entrepreneur. Get that. We met him back at the Milken Conference a few months ago. This is Thomas Fouquet. He's a PhD. He has a company called CatchMyWorld. We'll talk about the whole idea of making a massive transitional career shift. It happens. And then later on the show, our rock star in the studio, I adore this rock star. She came on the show about 6 months ago, Kalika Yep. One of these serial entrepreneurs that creates all kinds of businesses, from businesses that are high tech to ones that are in the beauty industry. She's going to be joining us in the studio. She'll be talking about the whole workplace breakdown and how you get the teams working and understanding that glass ceiling, cracking it. Also, we'll be opening the phones to you, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. And of course, on our Rockstar Incubator, we're building a company. We threw out the idea yesterday of kitty litter. And when it's done, it turns into fertilizer. You guys love the idea. We have tons of great names today. We're going to give you the name, but you today will help us create the slogan and tagline. Like I said, it's a great show planned today. Now let's get back to Jeff Bezos. Mr. Jeff Bezos, normal kind of guy, fairly misunderstood by many. And he even said that. He says, if you're going to be a leader, you have to be willing to be misunderstood for a long period of time. You have to be misunderstood. You have to accept that people just won't get your vision. If you look at a lot of these revolutionary change makers, they were misunderstood for a while. Let's go back to Elon Musk. Right now, people are scratching their heads going, this guy's nuts. Hyperloop? What? A tube that's going to go between LA and San Francisco, and it's going to take about 27 minutes to get there because you're going to be going 700 to 800 miles an hour? You're crazy. Well, if you rewind the clock and go back about 9 years, they're going, you're crazy. A car that runs on electricity, 300 miles per charge, and you can put charging stations all over the United States. You're nuts. $18 billion company right now called Tesla. He was misunderstood. Just like Jeff Bezos was misunderstood. Amazon did not make money, broke even. Now you're looking at a company that's got a massive market cap. Yeah, stock is trading for about $287, $131 billion market cap. And it literally has changed the way we buy books, music, CDs, how we communicate, how we rate stuff. Now how we're shopping, because Amazon Fresh, which if you're in Los Angeles listening, you've probably seen the Amazon Fresh trucks driving all over the place. He is changing things up. He's a change maker. He is a CEO that basically says, I got to go forward with my mission, my vision. People may not understand what I'm doing, but trust me. He also says you have to determine what your customers need and work backwards to make it happen. You got to do it. Got to do whatever it takes to make sure your customers are happy. Matter of fact, he also said, being Jeff Bezos, this is what makes him a great leader. You have to obsess over your customers. You have to be obsessive. You have to almost like, whatever you need, I'm going to do it. I have to do it. I got to make you happy, and I will do it. And Jeff does do that. Amazon.com, Amazon A to Z. That's what it is. Everything from A to Z. Amazon.com does do that. There are two kinds of companies, those that try to change more and those that work to change less. He says we're going to be the second one. Yeah, we work to change less. Jeff Bezos realizes that customers have to be satisfied all the time. Our culture is friendly and intense. But if push comes to shove, we will settle for intense. I love that. See, what makes a great leader in any business, and I could go through the checklist, if you really want the checklist, you have to lead by example. You have to make sure you recruit, you hire, retain great employees. You have to make sure you're always there when it comes to when your employees need you. You have to make sure you always have enough cash in the bank. Sure, we could do all the checklists of what are the average things we always have to talk about when it comes to becoming a great CEO or leader. We could always talk about that, but let's talk about the things that really differentiate great leaders like Jeff Bezos, and that is his vision, his mission, his plan. It's clear, concise. Everyone in the business from the top all the way down to the bottom understand what it is. When you get a package from Amazon, you don't question where it came from, because most of the time it does not come from Amazon's corporate office over in Seattle. It's probably drop ships from somewhere else that they have established a relationship with. When you get something from Amazon, you expect the same type of Amazon quality and consistency. That is a great leader. That is what Jeff Bezos has done. That's why in my book right now, he is numero uno when it comes to, of all the CEOs out there, of large corporations, companies, Jeff is number one. Now, is he a visionary like what Steve Jobs was? Is he as creative of what maybe Bob Iger's trying to be over at Disney? Is he a change maker of what Mr. Mayer is trying to do over at Yahoo? Well, is he someone that is using technology to drive the way we do things, like Larry Page over at Google? Is he a great CEO? Yeah. Pay attention to him. Watch what he's doing. Mimic him. Like I said, we have a great show today. You are part of the show. This is one of those, hopefully it's your regular listening time from 2 to 4. This is where you're part of it. You join us, you hang out with us. Our first guest is going to talk about the whole idea of making a switch, a massive paradigm switch in a career that some, again, might roll their eyes going, what are you doing? You're not trying for that. So let's talk about the reinventing of yourself. Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rockstar entrepreneur.
So reinventing yourself, does it scare you? Making a massive career change, are you fearful of it? What's it take to do it successfully? Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. So think about this. You go to school for one specific thing, and as you do it, you realize, that's not what I want to do for the rest of my life, and you make a massive career change. Our guest in the studio has done this, a big change. Matter of fact, 'cause this rock star has a title behind his name. He's got a PhD, meaning he went to school for a long time. Thomas Fouquet is joining us. And Thomas, you are initially your PhD, you're a scientist, you went to school to be in, it looks like science and engineering, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Engineering and physics.
And now you're a social media web guy.
Right.
Is making that, and I'm not going to demean that, minimize it, we're going to dive into it, but you made a massive change.
Yeah.
Was that scary?
Well, it's not that scary. I mean, behind social media is a lot of engineering, in fact, and a lot of computer science and a lot of algorithm and a lot of science, basically. So, maybe on the surface, it looks simply social media compared to what I did before as a scientist. But on the back end, is a lot of same way to think.
Okay, it's the same logical way of thinking. So It wasn't really a massive switch then.
No, I mean, it's not completely a massive change. I mean, obviously, I did years in science and working on big programs related to energy, and more specifically, fusion energy is the next step.
So you went from energy to webs. That is a big step.
I went from energy to biotech, right?
Okay, from biotech to energy, now to social media.
And now to social media, internet, digital media, video.
It's a big switch.
Yeah, I make progressively the switch.
You tell your mom and dad this, they're going to, what are you doing?
Right, no, but they know that is a logic to it. I mean,
I know that. And I was just talking about Jeff Bezos, where Jeff Bezos says, hey, you're not going to understand what I'm really seeing until it all happens. And it might take a few years, and then everyone's going to understand what my vision is, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, I think when you go to school, you learn a lot. You train your brain to think and see different problems. And that's what, not after a while, I got an MBA, to understand business, right?
Right.
And then my move was simply to create companies and be an entrepreneur.
So I'm hearing a French accent.
Yes, French accent.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing here?
We
love having French here in California, but why here? Just business opportunities more fertile?
The United States probably is the best country in the world, if you want to start a company. So it's very simple move, and for my PhD, I was in Berkeley also, and then moving, to California was the right thing to do, not only for school, but if you wanted to get opportunities. And it's probably the best country today.
See, I love what you just said, because most people, for some reason, who live here don't realize how amazing it is.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
It is, right?
Yeah,
and
you create a company in a day. You have a lot of resources, and if you're dynamic, energetic, you can make things happen.
So, Thomas, let's talk about your company. It's called CatchMyWorld.
Yeah.
It's a new type of social network concept?
Yeah, exactly. It's a new social network that connect and where people connect and share live videos.
Okay,
live videos in categories like travel, outdoors, music, fashion. So it's a really specific social network with a focus on live video.
So live video, so you have to be there on a time parameter there, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we develop technologies that allow people to broadcast live video from an iPhone, from an iPad, Android tablet, Android mobile phone, right?
Right.
And so now we launched as a social network a few weeks ago. We got great traction, and people, grab their phone and start broadcasting live when they're at an event, when they're at the beach, when they're hiking in a mountain.
I get it.
Things like that.
It's a great idea.
And people now connect through interest.
You're a smart guy, Thomas. You're a smart guy.
Thank you very much.
So tell me how you make money with this business.
Well, making money, from the start, when we started the company, we say, we have to fight there against big guys, Facebook.
You don't have to fight. You just have to find a way
to
take some time away from people on Facebook.
Exactly. So we need to first of all find a way against the big boys, right? But also wanted to get revenue from the start, right? So we got in our social network a way to interest people to brands. So brands can connect now with users through their interest, if the user want to, and a live fashion. So it means that not only the user connect live, but brands now have also access to this technology to connect live with the user. And, then yes, we become e-commerce live.
But your goal is to realize that people do sit on social networks, and you got a couple of them. I mean, let's make sure we understand. We're not just talking about Facebook. You're talking about YouTube.
All right.
You're talking about LinkedIn, talking about Google Plus. You're talking about Twitter. I mean, there's a lot of social platforms out there. You're not saying, hey, we're going to displace any of those. We're just going to find a way to take a few minutes out of your day off of one of those, and you're going to come to Catch My World.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. We need to find, exactly. I mean, in terms of marketing, is a way to interest people outside, what they used to, on Facebook and YouTube. Has been there for years. So just to find a way to bring them on our social network.
Dr. Thomas Fouquet's joining us. Catch My World is this platform. Where we're going is first, the transition you made wasn't substantial in the aspect of you're still doing science.
Right.
You're doing design development.
Yeah.
You're not destroying competition. You're trying to align yourself with everybody that's out there. Exactly. This is important because I think if you think in a destructive world, it's not a healthy way of thinking in business.
Yeah.
Right?
True. Completely true.
Okay.
Completely true. I mean, you have to be aware of your competition. You
have to.
And especially now is a crowded, kind of ecosystem, right? In social network. So you really have to understand your competition, their strengths and their weaknesses.
So I know you're in San Diego.
Yeah.
So a few years ago in Los Angeles, we had a store called Wild Oats. Did you ever see it? Mm-hmm. No? See, what Wild Oats did was they were a store that was kind of like Whole Foods.
Okay.
And they didn't say, oh, we can't stand Whole Foods. They would say, we love Whole Foods.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
We're just a good component of what Whole Foods should be and what they're missing. That's what we are. And guess what Whole Foods did? They bought them.
Right.
Yeah. So if they would bash Whole Foods and say, oh, Whole Foods, we can't stand you, Whole Foods probably never would have bought them, right?
Exactly.
So you don't want to bash your competition. You want to align, right?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So and you're doing that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we try, in fact, what we try to do, from the start, when you start the company, you say, what is going to be, my future 3 years or 5 years from now, right? So you think already about maybe getting an exit, which kind of exit. So for sure, you don't want to bash, your competition because the big boys can be interested in your technology and your angle, way to approach.
And again, the big boys are Facebook and YouTube and all that. That's I just want to make sure we define. So I'm going to ask you this then. I'm going to pretend to be a disgruntled American. Okay? And a disgruntled Californian. So I'm going to basically tell you why it stinks to be in America and in California for business, and you're going to tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, let's do it.
You're going to be able to do that?
Okay.
All right? And because you are here, you made a life change to be here. You're launching a business here. You're in San Diego. You're actually thinking about possibly moving. Right? Because San Diego is great for life science. San Diego is good for chip technology. You're thinking about making a transition, and you're actually thinking about coming to California or LA, right? Possibly. Hey, with that French accent, you're going to do really well. Just trust me, okay? Yeah, you're going to do real well. But you also are going to hit an issue, and that is you're going to get frustrated with people because they're going to go, why are you here in the States? You came from Europe. Wow, that's where everybody wants to go. You're going to convince me, being a disgruntled American, disgruntled Californian, I'm going to tell you why it stinks doing business here, and you're going to tell me why I am just totally out of my mind.
Let's go for it.
You're going to do it?
All right.
Before we do that, people want to find the site. It's CatchMyWorld.com?
Yeah, CatchMyWorld.com. Not only CatchMyWorld.com, but the mobile application for iPhone or Android is CatchMyWorld. So you can download the application. Is completely free and start going live and connect with people live.
Just love it, right?
Live.
Going to go crazy with it.
Right.
Catch My World. You want to go into it. Again, Catch My World. It's an app on Android and iPhone. I'm going to tell you why I can't stand doing business in the United States and in California. And Dr. Thomas Fouquet's going to tell me why I'm just crazy out of my mind, insane. You're prepared for this.
Let's do it.
I love the challenge. Anyone else want to try this too? 855-ROCKSTAR. That's our number, 855-ROCKSTAR. You got problems in the United States because you just can't be in business here. Let's find somebody, because by the way, I'm actually on your side. I'm just going to kind of channel everything I hear,
I know.
right? Because I'm here doing business with you too, right?
Right.
Even though we have, I was going to almost give you one of my lines. All right, here we go. 855 Rockstar, Dr. Thomas Fouquet. He's going to tell us why it's wonderful to be here. I'm going to kind of sit on the other side of the American who can't stand to be working in the United States. Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB, News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rockstar entrepreneur.
So you're disgruntled about doing business in the United States. You can't stand California. It's not the place for you to do business. Well, why not? How about if we kind of look at the idea of why it's perfect here when it comes to business? Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. Joining me in the studio, Dr. Thomas Fouquet. His company is called CatchMyWorld. He's based in San Diego. He's spent a little time in LA. It's a live social video network. Live. Think about that idea. Now, Doc came from the whole biotech side. Now he's to the social media side. He loves what he's doing. He's here. He went to Berkeley, came over from where it sounds like, not Paris, like what, Provence? Where'd you come from?
Well, I live in Paris and also Bordeaux, the southwest wine country.
Wine, yeah, of course.
There you go.
But
I love Bordeaux.
Okay, let's start with that right away. You know, California actually has better wines than France. But okay, that's another story. So this is what I wanted to do. I set it up earlier. I hear from people constantly on why they don't want to be in the United States and actually why they don't want to be in California when it comes to starting a business.
Okay.
I'm going to basically channel what they have said. And since you are here and you've made not just the sacrifice, but the commitment to be here, you're going to overcome all this either negativity or you're going to prove why what everyone else is saying is wrong.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Ready.
Americans, I don't want to do a business here because, just Americans are lazy. I don't want to work with them. They don't work hard enough. They're just lazy. Doc, what do you say about that?
Well, I just say that American people are entrepreneurs.
They're entrepreneurs.
So if you're an entrepreneur, you're not lazy.
You're not.
You're not a lazy person because you have to make things happen. So I don't think that American people are lazy.
Okay, so I'm just wrong, man.
In California, right? Really,
we're not California yet. Not California, but American. Okay, so you're saying they're not. They're entrepreneur. Yeah. Okay, let's go with the next one. Americans are just too U.S.-centric. They don't even see the world. They only see their own borders, and that's it.
Well, that's an interesting stereotype. I heard this one many times. But with all my interaction with American people, I cannot really say that's true.
You can't say it.
I cannot say that. Based on my interaction, I had a lot of people very open-minded. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and also by fight, if you're not open-minded, you're not going to be an entrepreneur.
But they only watch CNN. That's it. Because they only watch CNN, they don't know what's going on with the rest of the world. They're so U.S.-centric. How can they be a global power if they only think about their own
I think
borders?
we need to call CNN for that. They need to be better.
Okay, so now let's go to this other area, and that is I can't do work in California or start a business in California because the taxes are just too high.
Well, go to France.
No, but is this a real issue?
In France, it's a real issue.
It's really bad out there?
As you may know, it's a big burden now in France. It's 75% tax.
It's 75%.
So good luck with that to create a company. So a lot of entrepreneurs in France are moving to not only within the Europe continent, but they're going to Singapore, the United States.
But understand what you just said. It's a 75% tax.
If you make a good, if you're a successful business, you're going to be taxed big time.
75%.
Big time.
That's crazy.
Well, it got crazy.
It's crazy. So what you're saying, California, you think it's bad? It's not bad here compared to France.
It's not bad at all.
Not at all.
Your tax bracket, I think it's quite fair. Given the economy today. So, yeah.
Okay. I do not want to work or start my business in the United States is because I can't find really high quality workers.
You have, in the United States, you probably have also the best universities in the world. So you have people from all over the world that just come here to study. And you're going to find the right people. That's for sure. You have a critical mass of students here. And again, the best professors probably in the world, that just come here to make things happen and do research, and the best students, I guess. So,
best universities.
You're going to find people.
Attracts everything. I can't do a business here in California or in the United States because banks won't lend any type of money.
You know what? That's true. This is a problem, but it's overall the problem is a global problem. So
that's something you just got to deal with no matter what.
You have to deal with that, and the situation is that bad today that nobody's lending money. Even your family is not lending you money anymore.
Friends and family. Dr. Thomas Fouquet is joining us. His company is called CatchMyWorld. It's a live video social network. It's a new concept. Why don't you check it out? Because it's not just Facebook. It's not Google Plus. It's not Twitter. It's something brand new idea. It's a new paradigm switch. And that is you're seeing stuff live. You're interacting with a community that's live. You know, it's not when you post something, you wait for somebody to interact. This is all happening right away. I kind of remember this a long time ago. It was called See You, See Me. It was called webcams. You're probably too young to know that.
Well, I heard about it talking with some people, so yeah.
I mean, this was tried a long time ago. The problem is no one had mobile phones back then that did cameras. Now you have mobile phones, and that's what changes the whole intensity.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at Instagram or Twitter with Vine, Instagram also, they are now allowing users to post very, very short videos, right? 15 seconds. So video is a next step in social networking.
Okay.
And we're going one step beyond, doing live video through the mobile device, and I think it's very unique the way we incorporate all those technologies together.
So, Dr. Thomas Fouquet, you're here now. Your company's in San Diego.
We're based in San Diego.
You're based in San Diego. San Diego's really known for biotech and chips, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, what happens now? Because we always talk about when you start a business, location is really important.
Yeah, no,
Can you do a social network based upon video in San Diego and make it grow down there?
Well, the thing is, to start, San Diego is not a bad place. I mean, you access a very good university, UCSD, San Diego State University. You have very bright software engineers. So you have resources and a pool of resources. Now, if you want to grow your business and get opportunities to grow your business and in terms of video, increase your content and propose innovation to your users through better content, well, you probably need to make a move.
So you have to make it grow. So you could start it there, but to take it to the next level, you have to move somewhere else. Do you think LA is a good social networking town?
I mean, it depends which kind of social network.
Well, you're doing video,
but we're doing digital media and video, and I think that LA will be is one of the great places with New York and San Francisco, of course. But for digital media, LA is great.
LA is great.
It's great.
You know, actually, if you look at YouTube, I know you're not YouTube, but if you look at YouTube right now, this is where the hottest channel YouTube networks are.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Full screen, Machinima, Maker Studio, all right here.
Exactly. And that's why I think that if you have some producer here listening, I would like to talk to you.
To do what?
You know, we can propose great content, I think, through live video, through a mobile device. You can just showcase backstage.
You got money to pay for people?
Oh, I mean, this is going to be a business deal, but we need to talk. Yeah.
So since you're hanging out with us, you know, one thing we like to do is we like to create a business on the show.
Okay.
Every Monday we started with an idea that doesn't exist. We call this Rockstar Incubator, okay? So here's the idea. Company doesn't exist. You're going to help us with this process.
All right.
So let me give you some stats real quick, okay? 86.4 million cats in America. Do you have a cat?
I don't.
You don't. You don't look like a cat guy.
But I love dogs. So.
Well, it's either or. It's ketchup or mustard, right? And you're looking at about $55.5 billion a year people spend in the United States on their pets. $55.5 billion. Okay? So here's the idea. The idea is we want to create kitty litter that when you're done with it, instead of throwing it away, you use it as fertilizer. Pretty cool, huh? It's kitty litter. The listeners have called it EcoCat. That's what it's called. EcoCat. You like the name? It's a cool idea, right?
I think it's a very cool name.
It's a great idea too, right? EcoCat's green kitty litter. Yeah. And you could maybe even put seeds in it, but it's great for the garden, great for the grass.
Yeah.
Today, we need to come up with a slogan. Do you know what a slogan is?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a slogan, Catch My World, connect the world live.
Connect the world live. That's your slogan. It's your tagline. That's what we need today for EcoCat. What is the slogan? Listeners, what's the slogan? We need some help. 855-ROCKSTAR. That's our in-studio live number, 855-762-5782. 855 Rockstar. I'm going to ask our friendly French guy to turn into an angry French guy to be our judge. You're going to have to turn that Parisian attitude on. You ready for that?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. 855 Rockstar. You're going to help us give the slogan for the company. Our slogan is what? The company is called EcoCat. EcoCat is the company. Now the tagline, the slogan, 855 Rockstar. That's 855. That's toll free, by the way. 762-5782. This is our Rockstar Incubator. Dr. Thomas Cat is our judge. We'll find out if he likes it. 855 Rockstar. Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rockstar entrepreneur.
This is our Rockstar Incubator. This is where we build a business with your help. It's crowdsourced. That's you, the crowd, the listeners. You're the ones that contribute help. Make it happen. We have a great product today. Think about kitty litter. I'm not sure if you have a cat. If you do, then you know the headaches around kitty litter. You got to throw it away. Some people put it in the toilet. Don't do that. How about if you throw it out in your garden? You put it in your yard, your lawn. That's the idea. It's Eco Kitty Litter. That's actually the name. It's called EcoCat. You came up with the name. Here's some other suggestions from a few other listeners. Anita in Compton. Hi, Anita. So what would you suggest the product should be called?
It should be called Litter and Grow.
Steve in Huntington Beach, what do you think the product should be called?
Putty Cat Go and Grow.
Lance, who's in San Fernando Valley also. Lance, what do you got? What's a good name?
I would say Echo Cat.
Echo Cat's good, but Putty Cat Go and Go. Well, no, we're going to have to go Echo Cat. Echo Cat's the product. 855 Rockstar is our number. We're coming up with a tagline. A tagline is what we need. I'm Ken Rutkowski. Business Rockstars. Joining me in the studio is Dr. Thomas Cat. Doctor. What's your tagline for your product?
So for CatchMyWorld, our tagline is Connect the World Live.
Connect the World Live. Okay, let me give you a couple of other taglines. Nike, of course, is Just Do It. Reebok is I Am What I Am. These are taglines from them. Volkswagen is Think Small. Harley Davidson is American by birth, rebel by choice. These are their taglines. They're pretty good, right? 855 Rockstar. 855 Rockstar. What is the tagline of EcoCat? We're going to first go to Pat, Pat, where are you calling from?
Calling from San Clemente.
Hey, Pat from Sacramento over in OC. What do you suggest the tagline should be?
Oh, cats go, plants grow.
Ooh. That's actually really good right out of the gate. Cats go, plants grow. What do you think, Doc?
I think that's very interesting.
Interesting doesn't mean you like it. You know that.
I like it, but it's a competition kind of. We need to hear one.
Oh, so you're just not going to right away say you like it. You're French. You got to have a bunch of choices, right?
There you go.
Right. So right now, our French judge, Dr. Thomas Cat, saying it's okay.
I think it's okay plus. I think I like it.
It's okay plus. I like that. Hey, I appreciate you calling, Pat. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
855 Rockstar. Again, so what we do is this. We look at a market segment that's fairly large, over $1 billion. This is a $55 billion market.
Huge, yeah.
It is huge, right? I don't really like when entrepreneurs go, oh, it's $55 billion and we're going to get 1% of that market. That's kind of ridiculous. But this is a quality concept. I mean, I'm not sure if you're an environmentalist or you're a green guy.
I am.
You are.
I mean,
so this is a product you probably want to buy, EcoCat or EcoCat, not EcoCat, okay? So 855 Rockstar, a tagline. We need a good tagline for the product. What would you suggest as a tagline?
It's not that easy. I mean, it has to be short and to the point. You can spend hours finding the proper one.
Let me give you an example. When you say short, 3M, you know who they are?
Yeah, 3M, yeah.
Right? Their tagline is just innovation.
There we go.
That's it.
That is.
I might think it's too small. Sony, you know who Sony is, right? Mm-hmm. Sony, who's based over in Culver City, their entertainment side. Theirs is Think Big.
There you go.
That's Sony's. Canon is See What We Mean.
Yeah.
855 Rockstar tagline. These are really short ones. Holiday Inn is pleasing people one world over. That's Holiday Inn. Uh-huh. Holiday Inns in France are nice, aren't they? No, I don't. Are they?
Oh, okay.
They're just okay. Yeah, 855 Rockstar. Let's go to Michelle. Michelle's over in South Pasadena. What do you think, Michelle? What's a good tagline for EcoCat?
We think outside the box.
Outside the kitty box. That's a very interesting concept. You are another good one. Are you a cat owner, Michelle?
I have had many cats in my life, and I can't stand kitty litter.
So
it is the worst.
This would be a really good thing to have, right?
I would so buy this.
It doesn't exist right now, so why don't you go make it?
I think I will. I'll be right back.
I like that. Hey, thanks a lot for calling.
You bet. Bye-bye.
855-ROCKSTAR. 855-ROCKSTAR. How long did it take you to come up with your tagline for Catch My World?
I mean, we had different ones, and it's hard to say. We had feedback from a lot of people, so I would say, it took us maybe, maybe a week.
A week to come up with a tagline?
Because we had many that could say connect the world live. We had many around that, and finally this one was more punchy, and people like it. So we finally decided on this.
It took you a week to come up with a tagline.
It's not full-time work.
No, but
right?
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
But it takes some time. You just propose one and step back, think about something else, And it's like, just do it, Nike, just do it. But
how long did that take to get there, right?
But, it seems simple, but at the same time, that's our brand strength is right here.
It is. It's powerful. 855-ROCKSTAR is our number. We're looking for tagline. We're doing Rockstar Incubator. This is where we incubate a company. Today we're on the tagline slogan. Call it whatever you want. The product is called EcoCat. EcoCat is kitty litter that turns into fertilizer. Dr. Thomas Catch joining us from CatchMyWorld. Yeah, it's an app. It's a website. Allows you to see live video streaming in different social platforms, different social groups. So think Facebook with live video, but better. How's that sound? And there's a complete app. We're looking for a tagline. Let's go over to Gary. Gary, where are you calling from? Gary? I don't know if Gary's there. We're going to try to get him on there. There he is. Hey, Gary, let's try it again. Gary, hey, where are you calling from, Gary?
Yorba Linda.
So, Gary, are you a cat owner?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Kitty litter's a pain in the butt, right?
Yep.
And this product doesn't exist, which means it's open source, the idea. I think there'd be a big opportunity for it. What would you give it as a tagline?
Keep your home clean and green.
Keep your home clean and green. Doc, what do you think? Dr. Thomas Cat, what do you think?
I like it. I think we could make it a little bit shorter, keeping the keywords.
So you like short? You like short and concise? That's 5 words. It's too long.
Yeah, maybe we can make it in 3 words.
3 words.
Keep your home green.
Keep your home green.
We should fight, and I like it because you keep it. It's greener, right? Because you can dispose your litter, and at the same time it's eco, so it's green too. So
wow,
nice.
Look at he feels good about that too. I see you moving around. You're all excited.
There you go.
Hey, I like what you came up with, Gary. Keep your home green.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep your home
clean and green.
There you go. Hey, thanks a lot for calling, Gary.
Thank you.
855-ROCKSTAR. Cat owners, come on. You spend billions of dollars on your pet. This is one of those headaches. We need a good tagline, 855-ROCKSTAR. Hey, real quick on your tagline, you said it took about a week, right? Let's say about a week. Once you got it and you had it, was it like, that's it, that's perfect? Or did it take some, testing to see what people thought?
Well, in fact, yeah, it takes some testing, and you never know. You never know how your user is going to react to it. And in fact, I think in your website, very often some words can make it, to your user or not. So really, you have to be careful on your slogan.
It took you some time. Let's go to Bob in Palm Springs. Bob, what's a good tagline for EcoCat? What do you suggest?
Yeah. For clean and green, EcoCat's where it's at.
EcoCat's where it's at. So you actually stuck the name in there, too. So, again, it's for... Yeah. Listen to you. See, you love the tagline. I get to hear it. For clean and green, EcoCat is where it's at. Too long for you, right, Doc? Yeah.
A little bit too long, but you have the word green here. I think it's a key word within your slogan. So.
Is green.
Yeah.
You love the word green. Yeah. You like it.
Yeah.
That's
great,
it.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. Bob, how hot is it in Palm Springs right now? Is it 1,000 degrees?
Yeah. 106 degrees.
But it's a dry heat. It's dry. It's beautiful. Hey,
it's a dry heat, so it's like 62.
It's like 62. Thanks a lot for calling, Bob. 855-ROCKSTAR. It's not easy to come up with this. So you got your product out right now. People want to go download it. They go to the App Store and
it's free. Also, the app is completely free. So you can go live for free.
And it should be stay free, right? You don't want to mark it up. Let's go to Jesse. Jesse's in Los Angeles. Jesse, give me a good tagline for EcoCat. What do you got?
Scoop it and plant it.
Scoop it and plant it.
Yeah.
Is that better, or there's no green in it? Is it too long?
Scoop it and print it. I mean, that's a funny one. I mean, I like it. And
I like when you make a friend
It's
laugh.
all about the fertilizer.
It is. I get it. Jesse, something you would buy if it was a real product?
Oh, absolutely. I deal with 2 cat boxes every day.
Oh, wow. 2. Imagine if you own a tiger, it'd be even a bigger headache. Hey, appreciate it, Colin. Thanks a lot, Jesse. 855
Thanks.
Rockstar. Keep the ideas coming. Hey, Dr. Thomas Fouquet, people want to get the app. They just go to CatchMyWorld.
Yeah, they go to Catch My World on the App Store on Google Play and download for free and go live and connect people live every go.
Très bien. Merci. Thanks a lot for being on the show. And there you go. California's a great place to be in business. So is the United States. Try out Catch Me If You Can. We're going to talk about the whole idea of that glass ceiling, cracking the glass ceiling when it comes to being a woman entrepreneur. I'm Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rockstar entrepreneur.
So social networking really important when it comes to making sure your brand is out connecting with people on the internet. Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. I know I hear this all the time from people saying, oh, do I really need to be on social media? Do I really need to have some type of account on Facebook? I started this conversation the other day, and it's pretty amazing on how often I meet people that are trying to find a way to find new customers or to get repeat business from their customers that are not using tools that are completely free and designed to be sticky when it comes to customers. Sticky. See, sticky means it's there. You can't really get rid of it because it's around people all the time. So last time you used something like Facebook, how often do you use Facebook? Do you use it a lot? It's surprising how often people just go there to check maybe a message or two, or somebody has posted a picture and you want to see what it is. That moment right there is your opportunity to get in front of somebody that possibly loves what you're doing, loves your products, loves your service. And you're not taking that opportunity to say hi to them. Why wouldn't you do that? Think about the person that's standing on the side of the street spinning a sign that says, come in here for low mortgages, or there's gold over here, cash for gold. They're spinning a sign on the side of a street right now, trying to entice you to come into their shop. What do you think the success rate of something like that is? It's completely random on who's driving past it. I've never ever reacted or responded to any of those signs spinning situations, ever. Have you? Now think about social networking and social media. It's nothing like sign spinning. Because if you design it right, and it's fairly inexpensive if you even wanted to pay for it, you're putting something in front of somebody that in most cases has been identified as either a past customer of yours or a potential customer of yours. And you have the opportunity to hook them. It's even better than those sign spinners that are out there on the side of the street. I'll give you an example. Daycare. Let's just say you have a daycare center, and you somehow want to target young parents that have a full-time job. Young parents, full-time job. So there's a high probability they're going to need daycare. High probability. So you could target that on tools like Facebook and Google+. And when somebody goes online to see a photo or a status update, you could have a little ad or something that, this is what I would do. I would simply say, if I own a daycare center, I would do a search, and there's a ton of tools out there allow you to do the search. And when somebody that goes on Facebook, a little pop-up will come up on their Facebook news wall that will say something like a statistic around daycare or around kids that don't have proper daycare, and saying that you're the solution. and I would hyper target it in specific zip codes. You do an ad like that, it might cost you maybe $100. That $100, if you do it right, will get you a couple of potential customers. You go get a sign spinner that's sitting outside spinning a sign. It's going to cost you $30, $40, $50 to hire them to spin a sign. What's the chances of you getting business out of it? Pretty slim. Pretty low. Hyper-targeting on anything like Facebook, fairly high. There's an opportunity there. So why not be using social media to find your customers as opposed to throwing it away on things like sign spinning? And again, I'm not coming down on the sign twirls. I love watching them, especially ones that are uber talented. They're fun to watch. Actually surprised that there's no laws against this right now because the entertainment's so high. We got rid of the digital billboards in Los Angeles because they distracted drivers. I think the sign twirlers do the same thing, if not even greater, because I'd rather watch that. That's impressive stuff. So how do you design an inexpensive social media campaign? And again, I'm going to tell you my categories of business that I always talk about, from a dry cleaner to a restaurant. Social media is a tool you should be using. And that can be down from liking a page, suggesting people to recommend you to their social network friends, to finding a way to have them build a new campaign for you. So, for example, we build a business on Rockstar Incubator every single day. Could you imagine if you do the same concept with Rockstar Incubator for your business using social media? So here's the idea. You're that dry cleaner. Hi, dry cleaner. How are you? And you got a ton of likes from your fans that come to your dry cleaner because you have a social media page, let's say on Facebook. And on there, you ask your fans who have liked you to come up with a brand new tagline, maybe once a month. And that brand new tagline, whoever submits the best one, they get maybe a $50 gift certificate to the dry cleaner. Okay, so everybody that's liked the dry cleaner's webpage competes to get that $50 gift certificate. And the one that wins, they get a big placement on the Facebook page. Plus, when they come into the dry cleaner, they get a photo, and the photo goes on the Facebook page as well as inside the store. You'll do 12 of those a year. Okay, once a month, new tagline, slogan. But you'll exercise your audience to compete and to be, let's say, participating in helping that brand grow. You just got people that are on your Facebook page to like you, to get them to get actively involved, and you're giving them a gift, a prize, $50. That's how you use social media. That's exciting. That's the way you should be using it. Don't think, I don't need a social media page because, what's it going to do? It doesn't really drive traffic. No, it does if you work it, exercise it, if you make it happen. Think different, please. Don't think about it as a bear. I was meeting with someone the other day and they were saying, social media, the biggest problem with it is all the time I have to put into it. See, I love gardening. I really do, because I love what comes out of the garden. All the things I plant that grow, and I like to share it with friends. I have a garden in the Midwest. My second home is, and there I get more cucumbers you could ever imagine. I give out these cucumbers to all my friends, and I get so excited. Going, look at all these cucumbers, and then my friends go crazy about it, and I share it out. And I put time into that garden because it grows and it produces a lot of really cool vegetables and fruits. Well, it's the same thing with social media. You put time into it, it will grow. Give it some time, and you're going to be able to share it with everybody else. Everything's going to take a little time and focus and concentration. Don't get down. Don't get depressed on this. Put the necessary time to make things happen. Okay? Don't see social media as a pain in the butt. See it as a true opportunity to make things happen. Fair enough? By doing this, you will actually see your business grow. And like I said, it costs you very little money to make it happen. So if you don't have a social, and I don't care what kind of business you are, dry cleaner, restaurant, daycare center, horse riding training camp, scuba diver training school, fitness club, whatever it is, you got to be using social media to extend your brand and touch your current and potential customers and clients. You got to do it. And if you're not, you're just basically saying, I don't want my business to grow any more than it is. Use the tools that are available. They don't cost much. Just use it and learn it and then understand, and you'll see how it grows your business. I'd love to see what you're doing when it comes to social media. If you have any social media questions or ideas or whatever, hey, you know what? The show's here for you, 855-ROCKSTAR. We'll take your calls, your ideas. The show is all for you. So if you want to talk about where the issues around social media and how to make it happen, give us a call, 855-ROCKSTAR. Ken Rutkowski, listen to Business Rockstars and KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rock star entrepreneur.
All right, the ins and outs of social media. What do you really need to know to make sure it works for you? I'm Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. What we're going to do is we're going to go after the whole idea of social media right now and how you can make it work for you. I'm going to bring in one of the top, I personally know he's one of the top individuals when it comes to making sure the message of your business is understood and resonates. And social media is just one of the tools that he uses. Now, if you have a question, comment, or idea when it comes to social media and tools, when you want to find out if you're doing something right or wrong, our rock star is going to help you out. We actually reach down to San Diego. Andy Abramson joins us on the show. Whenever we need him, he is there for us. He's with Communicano based in San Diego. Like I said, he has dealt with, how many companies are in your success category, Andy?
31 in the quiver now, fired and ready.
31 in the quiver. And what does that mean, 31 you have had exits with?
We've had 31 exits, over $1.5 billion. Be like billionaire Bill Gates.
Okay, and your whole goal basically is saying, hey, your brand, your name, your positioning, it needs to be fixed, and we're going to help you fix it.
Well, sometimes we have to fix it, but it's more fun to do it from the start. We love working with startups. We also fix it if it's broken, as a company's in transition. We've done that with AT&T and AOL and Nokia and quite a few others, and we've also had exits with things like, Google Voice that you use and I use and everybody else uses. Well, that was Grand Central when we started with them. You may use a Logitech video conferencing system these days. Well, that was SiteSpeed. You may make a call and go into a conference call on GoToMeeting. Well, that was high-def conferencing. So we've worked with a lot of companies that have exited through household names.
Okay, so let's now go to the basics. I was talking earlier about how social media is so easy to use if it's used right. Most companies, Andy, are they using social media right?
No.
What's the big mistakes they're making?
Well, first, they think it's just simply Twittering or Facebooking or LinkedIn. It's not about the what you do. It's about how you engage. And the whole model of the internet is really going through some metamorphosis. It's a direct marketing vehicle. It's a relationship marketing vehicle. So you have to look at social media as how do I exercise the relationships with the markets that matter or the communities that count. And that's very important. Markets that matter and communities that count, of course, people that are primary. So who are your primary people that you want to impact with? They're the influencers. They're the Pied Pipers. Remember, primary people, Pied Piper. We're doing alphabetical alliteration today. So you have the primary people who you want to be in touch with. You want to have the communities that count, the markets that matter. By influencing the influencers, getting in touch with them, they tell others because they're the early adoptive. We'll call them the tastemakers. And then they, in turn, infect the trendsetters. Those trendsetters are people like you, Ken, who love to say, I just went to the most amazing new Indian restaurant in Santa Monica, and then, of course, all your friends go. And then there's the other people who say, I heard from all these guys who really know what's going on in Indian food in Los Angeles, that they're going to this place in Santa Monica, and that makes it into the LA Weekly or the LA Times. By the time somebody finds out about it, the insiders are already come and gone, and they're on to the next place. And then eventually there's the followers, and they're the people who have to say, oh, do you think we should see if this place is any good before we go there? They're totally non-adventurous. So working social media is all about working what we have coined the phrase, the boulevard of communication. and getting to those early tastemakers who just say, I'm going to go there because that place looks cool and I know it's good, or, oh, by the way, they got some really hot chef in there, some great sommelier. I'm using that as an example because everybody goes out. But it could be the same way about cars.
Andy, step back. Andy Abramson, Communicano, is joining us. We're talking about social media. Andy has helped out 31 massive brands, the IBMs, the Oracles of the world. He helps them with their messaging and their positioning. Andy, I want you to not think about you're talking to an Oracle right now, but you're talking to the dry cleaner, restaurant, the trainer, okay? And are they using social media the right way? What are they doing wrong? You're saying it's not about just Twittering. It's about what?
So let's take a trainer.
Okay.
Because like I have a trainer, and I'm helping my trainer grow her business a little bit step by step.
Okay.
The very first thing is, do you have a mailing list? Yes or no? If you don't have a mailing list, a contact list of who those people are, you can't even begin to say, can I follow you on Facebook? Do you want to join my page so that I can now use the Facebook platform to communicate with you? And then as you're doing things
wait. Let's talk about the mailing list. How do I get names for my mailing list? How do you suggest someone do that?
Oh, you ask people to fill out a form, and one of the things they give you is permission to send an email.
Wait, how?
Real simple.
How do you do that? How do you say fill out a form? People aren't going to fill a form out, aren't they?
Sure they are. It's part of your registration. If I'm the trainer, or rather dry cleaner, I ask you to fill out a form. There's a service called WUFO, WUFOO.com, which is owned by, I think, either Zoomerang or SurveyMonkey now. And WUFO lets you create a form, then you can move that information into your customer relationship software, whether you're using Salesforce or NetSuite or even something as rudimentary as HighRise from 37 Signals.
You're telling me a trainer is going to have all this, Andy? A trainer?
Oh, yeah, it's not hard. It's so easy to do, and the stuff is so cheap. As a matter of fact, Ken, some of these things are actually that dirty word we don't like to use, free.
Really? Give me a free one. What is one of the free tools that you just talked about? Like what?
Well, anybody can join WUFO for free, but it's a matter of building a service around it, and you pay a little bit, but it's dirt cheap. I mean, if you can get all this information, then you have a newsletter, and you're communicating with your people by email, like I do every day with the Communicano Daily, which I love the fact that you're reading each and every day. The fact is that, and he really is, which is great. The fact is, I've built a mailing list, and I've got an open rate, which on many days is close to 50%, and a click-through rate that's 5 times the industry average.
And what are you using? What is your mailing list tool you're using?
I'm using Flash Issue.
Okay, Flash Issue, which I love.
So you can develop a sign-up form inside MailChimp, and you can use Flash Issue, and Flash Issue integrates with MailChimp. So some tools that you can use are WUFO.
Yeah, but wait, Andy, I want you to think about that trainer you're talking to, because the trainer's going, wait a second, what am I writing these down for? What's WUFO going to do for me? What's Flash Issue going to do for me? Break them, one of them down.
Okay, so the very first thing, the trainer wants to collect information about the people they're training, so they can do things like billing. Okay. Well, the information they collect from WUFO can be moved right into their billing system.
Okay, and spell WUFO.
WUFOO.
Okay.
So the very first thing is the person fills out the form for the billing thing. You can do this right on an iPad. You can hand the customer an iPad, let them fill it out as they're there. The next thing is you migrate that data using a tool within WUFO right into MailChimp. And the information goes into MailChimp, and now you're able to send them a thank you letter for signing up with Ken Rutkowski's Bikini Cowboy Workout Service.
That's my old CB handle. Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome, Ken. So now they've signed up. They've got a welcome letter. Now they're in the mailing list. Every time I want to communicate with them, I can just simply go to MailChimp and send them information. The next thing I can do is I can invite them to join me on my Facebook page or my LinkedIn page. I can ask them for a Twitter handle, and I can build a list. So if all of a sudden I'm a trainer and I had 3 people cancel out because the weather's so nice, I could immediately tweet that I now have openings between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock on Tuesday. And chances are I'll get somebody who says, hey, I'm available. That'd be great. I was looking to work out that day, who is an occasional versus a regular. So you start to use social media as a way to communicate with people versus having to pick up the phone and say, Ken, do you want to come work out tomorrow? I've got an opening. You can use this if you're a photographer. You know, a lot of
okay, here, Andy, this is what I want you to do. Everything you just mentioned, every one of those little sites that you mentioned, I'm going to ask you to put that on the Business Rockstars website and also put it inside with a link to your newsletter. Okay? So we can put it on the Business Rockstars website. Can you get that done in the next 48 hours?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's what we need because, Andy, this is valuable information, and I don't want anyone to understand. Just throw it out and forget about it, okay? So, Andy Abramson, Communicano, I appreciate you being around and helping us out, Andy.
Anytime. I'm last minute Abramson all the time.
I love Andy for that. He's always there to help us out. Thanks a lot, Andy. Andy Abramson, one of the smartest guys on the planet, especially when it comes to anything with social media and anything, building a brand. How about this whole idea about PR and marketing? You know what PR is, right? Well, how about 5 tactical PR tips for your business? Yeah, to make your business really purr the right way. We're going to bring a rock star to help us understand what are those proper tactics. Ken Rutkowski, this is Business Rockstars on KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rock star entrepreneur.
PR, yes, the whole secret's to making sure you're doing PR the right way. Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. So when you go off and hire a PR agent, a PR person, you got to make sure things are done right. And, you know, the whole idea, you know my saying, a professional is expensive, but an amateur is a fortune. Problem is most of us go off and hire amateurs, or we act like amateurs, and it eventually costs you a fortune because you got to bring in the pros. Tracy Williams, who is a pro, she is with Olmsted Williams Communication. Her job is to make sure the message gets out, and that's all around PR. Hey, Tracy.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good,
Thanks for having
Tracy.
me, Ken.
Tracy, well, hey, come on. You got great clients. We love your
yes,
customers.
Yes, we do. We have some great clients. We just came back from the drone trade show in Washington, D.C. last week.
Dreamhammer.
Dreamhammer. 7,000 people went to hot downtown Washington, D.C., and 400 media were there. It was amazing.
So a company like Dreamhammer, which we've had Nelson on the show, we love those guys. You know, they make the operating system for drones. That's got to be a tough message to get out to the masses so the media picks it up.
Yeah, you know, but it's such a trending story, and actually they're a really good example of how you can do great PR work for a company that's on a trending story. So drones are in the news every day. A lot of it is about military drones. So our challenge was to help them come up with messages and tactics to put them in front of other businesses that could use their operating system. So for farming equipment, it could be for crop dusters, it could be for manufacturing. So the idea is not to just be in those military stories, but to be in other stories that's going to drive customers to your door.
Okay, so let's talk about this whole idea of tactical PR tips.
Sure.
Because first, hiring a good PR company, like I said, a professional is expensive, an amateur is a fortune. In most cases, there are some PR tactics a company can do on its own, but in most cases, if they want it done the right way, they have to bring in a pro, right?
Yes, I think so, although you can do it for yourself. You just have to remember some of the basics. And I have 7 tips that can help you, think about how you should be approaching your PR effort, whether you do it for yourself or you hire somebody, because even if you hire somebody, you need to be able to evaluate if they're good at what they do.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's go through 7 tips. I thought there was 5, so we got 2 bonus ones.
You have 2 bonuses.
Okay, what's your first tip?
Identify your buyer and you're the decision maker at the buyer level.
What does that mean?
Well, it's surprising. You sometimes don't know. You say, we sell to who? What kind of companies are going to buy your product or service? Or who are those consumers? What age are they? Are they women? Are they man? Who makes the buying decision? If you're selling a healthcare product, for example, probably 90% of the buyers, if it's consumer, are going to be women. So you want to be able to shape your messaging and shape your approach to women. Because women are the decision makers about a family's health care. So you need to really know who are the decision makers and who are the people who are ultimately going to swipe their credit card or hire you or buy your services.
How would you suggest to go about identifying them?
Well, hopefully, as an entrepreneur, you've already evaluated that there's a problem in the world, right? So that's what good entrepreneurs do. They say, here's the problem, I can solve that problem. So If you're solving somebody's problem, who is that person, who is that company, who is that business that you're solving the problem for? And then within that company, who's the one who has the daily harm? If you're selling a software for a business solution software that has to do with financials, then it's maybe the chief financial officer or somebody in operations.
All right, Tracy, so that's number one, identifying. Number two,
where do you fit into the news? Who cares about your story? Let's go back to that financial product. Well, a regular newspaper reporter at the LA Times is not necessarily going to be interested in that financial product unless it makes a company $1 billion. So who would be interested? Well, maybe the business section, maybe your local business journal. You have to understand which reporters and which news outlets are going to be interested in your story. Maybe there's a CFO publication. Go into vertical industry publications. But find the people who are going to be interested, and don't try to tell your story to the national news reporter who covers something that they're not going to be interested in.
So you have to really go after the niche group then.
The niche group or somebody who's interested. Don't sit there and say, we have the best widget to somebody who doesn't care about widgets.
Fair enough. And it's wasted, too, because all of a sudden, all the time that you took to get to that individual, it's going to be wasted because they're never going to contact you regarding that potential customer, or if it's your company, you're just going to feel like it was just all lost.
It's a loss, and also you're irritating people because you're bugging people with stuff that they don't need. You want to find the reporters that need your news.
Got it. Okay, so Tracy Williams is joining us. She's got Olmsted Williams Communication, based here in Los Angeles, right?
That's right.
Based here in LA. We're going through the 7 tips. Let's go to tip number 3.
Tell a good story.
Tell a good story.
So, tell a transformational story. How does your product or service solve a problem? How have you made money for somebody? How have you saved a life? How have you made the world a better place? Tell the story about the transformation, not the features of your product, not that it has this much data storage capability or can do X, Y, and Z. Tell the people what it does for the person who's buying it.
How do you know it's a good story?
Oh, because you know a story. If you're saving somebody a lot of money, if you're transforming an industry, if you're making something more efficient that makes people's or business lives better, that's a good story. People want to know about it.
Okay, tell a good story. Number 4.
We're on number 4. Be the smartest person in the room about your company, about what you deliver, and about the other competitors in the market. The answer isn't, there's nobody that competes with me.
That's not
Never.
true.
There's always a competition, even if it's the status quo is something different than what you're providing and you're changing something in the status quo, then the status quo is in fact your competition. So you have to set everything within the context and be smart about it. Don't say there's no other competitor. There's nobody that does what we want to do. That's arrogant, and it's also not truthful. So you want to be honest and you want to be smart. So you want to tell your story within the context of everything that's going on in your category.
So the whole idea is you need to do real hardcore competitive analysis.
Well, yes, and you should have done that before you launched a product or a service. So,
do you not sound cocky or arrogant by talking about how much better you are than your competition?
Yeah, no, if you can give, this is how we are different from our competition. I don't look at it as being cocky. You're giving differentiation messages. And that's what we help our clients with. We sit down and we murder board a product and we murder board the service. So the CEO and the leaders say, we do this better than anyone, and in our offices we sit around and say, really? So-and-so says they do exactly what you do. And you challenge it all along the way until you can come up with the messages of what is the little thing that you do differently that is very important to that business or that product.
Tracy Williams is joining us. We're talking about the tactical PR tips that you need to apply to your business. We're going through 7 of them. We have 2 more. What else you got?
We actually have 3 more. I'll do it real quick. Persistence pays off. So when one reporter turns you down, don't get upset. Don't get nervous. Just go to somebody else. And so you got to keep calling and keep following up. Not with the same person. After they say no, leave them alone. But don't give up on the publication. Go find somebody else.
Just, I know we have 7, but
I'm going to give you the most important thing is today you got to connect everywhere.
What's that mean?
So that's social media. It really gets to social media because social media has changed public relations and media and outreach. You can go direct to people now and you can use all of the social media elements. And you do that based on where are the people that you're trying to reach? What is their age? What is their demographic? And go after them on the social media platforms where they are. So that can be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Tumblr. All of them. Sometimes you're going on a couple. Sometimes you have to hit across all platforms.
Just get connected.
Yes.
I really appreciate, Tracy, your insight, and I love the tips. Thanks a lot for helping us out.
Absolutely.
Tracy,
Thank you.
Tracy Williams, she'll be in the studio. She actually brings in a lot of great people onto the show. Listen to those tips. By the way, we're listening to you. You know, this is where we open up the phones, open phone lines, where you could give us your ideas when it comes to great business ideas, concepts. You have a question when it comes to funding, raising money for your business. If you have an issue with your company, you can't get out of that rut and you need something to take you to the next level, open phone lines. 855-ROCKSTAR, 855-762-5782. You got a question regarding your business? That could be from starting one, finding a great idea. You got the Knowledge Bank. It's here right now. 855-ROCKSTAR, 855-762-5782. Give us a call. Be part of the show. Be part of what we're doing. 855-ROCKSTAR. I'm Ken Rutkowski. Listen to Business Rockstars on KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we teach you what you need to know to become a rock star entrepreneur.
Open phones for all you rock stars out there. 855-ROCKSTAR. That's 855-762-5782. This is where you have the opportunity to talk to us. What's going on with your business? If you're going through a hard time and trying to figure out how to take it to the next level. By the way, we've all gone through that. We have. Ken Rutkowski, it's Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980, 855-ROCKSTAR. It's interesting, by the way, that whole 855 extension, it's a toll-free number. And this is my idea around toll-free numbers. Lately, I've been kind of skeptical about the idea of toll-free numbers because we all have, most of us have, all the minutes we need on our phone. Why would you even want a toll-free number, right? Why? Well, because it's the idea of still getting a vanity number. A vanity number is recognized and people retain it better. And 855 is one of those new toll-free extensions. They've run out of the 800s and the 877s and the 888s, 866, and now it's 855. So we got 855-ROCKSTAR. Actually reserved it last year. Made it so it works across North America. 855-ROCKSTAR is our number. And I can understand why people roll their eyes, why you need a number when you got toll-free. If you could have unlimited minutes, why do you need a toll-free number? Again, because of retention. We want people to remember our brand, and 855-ROCKSTAR is a great phone number. Give it a call. Try us out, 855-ROCKSTAR. So I had a chance to talk to a bunch of my buddies the other day regarding what's going on with them and their business, and many of them were hitting some walls. They're having a hard time, and they're saying, I'm going through a point of failure in my business. I go, why? What's going on? Well, I have too much growth. Give too much growth. Yeah, we're growing too fast. And because of that, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to stay in business. Wow. So I sat down, and what was going on is they were getting just too many orders. They went to an online marketplace that just gave them too much orders, and they couldn't maintain the inventory demands. So the only way they could stay out of business or stay in business was to borrow or to bring in more money. And what they ended up doing was something so simple. They called all the people that gave them orders and asked for an additional 30 days. That's all they did. Called them up going, is it okay? Would you mind if we can just have another 30 days till we send you our order? And 90% of the people said, yeah, not a problem. They were able to handle that growth by something as simple as a phone call. So when you go through a situation, if you haven't reached out to your customer just to ask for some help, and that could be, hey, we need an extra day or maybe an extra 30 days. They pushed it. They got 30 days. That helped them stay in business. As simple as communicating with their customers. 855-ROCKSTAR, what are you going through? What's happening with you? Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert, where are you calling from?
I am in the Downing area.
Downing area. Hey, Robert. Thanks a lot for calling Business Rockstars. What's your question?
Well, I'm trying to expand a eviction service center. We help landlords manage problematic tenant relationships, obviously. We do eviction work, and we assist them in the legal aspects of asset management and for evicting problematic non-paying tenants. It's hard because of pre-existing relationships that some law firms are grandfathered into the larger property management companies. And I'm trying to expand our presence in the marketplace, especially in the on the internet, is really challenging for us because I don't have a lot of experience in that area.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand, because in California, the renter has a lot of rights, correct?
Especially in Los Angeles County.
Yeah, a lot of rights, and somebody that's evicted, in theory, can stay in, if they go through the proper, let's say, channels, they could stay in an evicted property for months on top of months on top of months, right?
Exactly, and someone has to pay the mortgage payment, and that cash flow comes from the rent. And so smaller landlords and especially retirees take their capital and invest it in real estate, expecting to get a return, and they have 2 or 3 months of non-performance, and it greatly impacts their cash position.
Okay, so what I would suggest to do, Robert, is right now there's this explosion of apps that are out there that match renters with rentees. So property owners and renters, they match them, okay? So like Westside Rentals is probably one that's really well recognized on the west side of Los Angeles. But then you have RadPad, you have a bunch of different apps that are sitting out there. Even bigger names like Zillow is doing this, Trillia is doing this. Reaching out to them to see if you can actually be a connection point to the property owners. Do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
So in like RadPad is a very local one. Obviously, Westside Rentals, we've had the owner on the show a few times, Mark Verge. They probably would be the best direction to go because they work directly with the property owners. Does that make sense? And I would go after probably Westside Rentals. And then what I would do is I would probably create some type of finder's fee relationship, right? So anytime they connect you with somebody that needs the help, then you have some type of way of finder's fee to reward them for bringing in that extra that new customer client. So as opposed to going to social media, which of course is, a great move, but maybe going directly to the sources of the ones that are connecting property owners and renters, that might be a better bet for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your answer.
Oh, Robert. Hey, thanks a lot for calling.
No. Bye-bye.
855-ROCKSTAR. That's our number. I'm Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars. We'll go to Jack, who's in Malibu. Hey, Jack, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, Jack. So tell me, what's going on with your business?
Well, I opened up my website. I got, all the social media connected to it. Right now, I want to focus on some real practical grassroots and guerrilla marketing, basically, just to take it back, because I feel that I have exhausted pretty much many channels through the websites and online. What are some more guerrilla?
Okay, well, let's step back
ways?
first, Jack. Jack, what kind of business do you have online?
It's educational services.
Okay, educational services. Educational for what? Well, give me an example. Tell me, what's the website? Let's just do some quick guerrilla marketing by just saying the website name. What is it?
ClearVisionMedia.com.
Okay, so we're going to go to Clear Vision.
That's KLEER.
Oh, great. So you already have a name that's not normal then, right?
Correct.
So spell it now. KLEER
VIZION.
Ouch.
Media.com.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Obviously, you know that you're going against a lot of hardships just right away with having the name that's not something that just rolls off. I just went to your social media page. You got nothing going on there. I mean, Clear Vision really has nothing happening. All right. So that's one thing you got to do. Let's see your website. So this is what I'm doing. As we're talking to Jack, I'm looking at different sides of your website. Your website, which is Clear Media. Well, actually, if you do a Google search doesn't really pull you up that fast. Are you aware of that? Jack?
No, it's Clear Vision Media.
Yeah. It doesn't pull it up right away. Clear Vision Media does not come up right away. So that could be an easy tweak that you might want to do, is just enhance just your Google search by making sure your name is in Google Plus, inside Facebook. Make sure you have a Twitter account, and all of a sudden your names will pop up a lot faster. Hey, Jack, thanks a lot for calling. 855-ROCKSTAR, we're here to help you out. So, hey, I want to thank everybody from being on the show. Dr. Thomas Fouquet for hanging out with us. I want to thank, we had Andy Abramson pop in, which was really nice. You know, we had one of these shows where it was just kind of unpredictable. We didn't know what was going to happen. Tracy Williams hung out with us. Tomorrow, Ken Cragen, one of my favorite people in the entire universe, hands across America. Ken has done great stuff. He is all around making sure the marketing sticks